Cut. So, welcome. This will now be the 5th time that I record this. But I'm hoping that the 5th time is the charm. Yeah, awesome that you're watching. Thanks very much. Before we get started, if you love our videos, then please drop a like and subscribe. Also, if you want to see more of these kind of videos, because we'll be dropping a lot more in the coming weeks. So, today I'm going to show you how I made our track faster and faster. It recently came out on 2 Flags Records. Shout out to those guys. And yeah, I figured I would talk you through how we made the track. So with that being said, let's dive right into the project. Now, before we get started, I do not think that I am one of the best producers in the world. So if you see anything throughout the track where you think I could improve that, let me know. I'm always keen to learn. But yeah, as you can see, this is the project, or in fact this is the leveling project. What I always like to do is take my projects and once they are more or less finished, render them out to level them. Yeah, in this case, the original project in which I made the MIDI actually ended up being corrupt, which is very annoying.
Hi.
Okay.
I think it's best to start off with the break, most likely. Yeah, let's just have a quick run through of the first break and the first drop for those who haven't heard it.
We keep running faster and faster. I don't know what we're after, yeah. We keep after disaster. I'm thinking that they're after me. I'm running like ooh, faster and faster. I'm running like faster and faster.
Stupid thing, respond. There we go. Anyway, that was my track. Or I should say our track. So let's just start by talking through the break. So I actually started with this pluck sound and sort of built the track on that. And I felt like it sounded a little bit like a music box. It's actually a super cool synth that I got from a Sick and Sick Rate pack. Shout out to them, and also buy it if you haven't. It's a very good pack. And I created this melody, and from there I set on to build the rest of the track. Now normally I prefer to do the drop first and then do the breaks. But in this case I actually started the other way around for a change. So yeah, we had this music box thing, and then I added a tremolo, I added a respace, then I ended up adding a bit more digital chords. So they're quite soft in the beginning, but more towards the build-up. I automated the cutoff to go up. In addition, for a bit more rhythm, I've added this plucky chord. I really like this chord. I use it quite a lot. Yeah, in addition, I have this loop, this one, shaker, some ambient shots and reverses. In addition, we have some claps to keep the momentum going, and also to highlight the clap, because I didn't think that in this part of the break it was enough. And That being said, when playing all the break elements without the vocal, it sounds like this. Yeah, now obviously this sounds a bit empty, I think, as most would say. So I set out to look for a vocal. So I ended up going for this vocal on Splice.
I don't know what we're after that.
Now, yeah, I really like the vocal. I also felt like it fit well to the track. As far as vocal processing goes, in the beginning I just have this one, just the one layer, and in the build-up I duplicated the vocal twice, one which I pitched an octave down and one which I pitched an octave up, and then in addition I duplicated the original 2 more times and panned it to the left and the right. So that means when you listen to just the vocal in the build-up, it sounds fuller and wide in particular. So that's why you go from this to
Faster and faster.
and then to add a little bit more to the break, I created my own ad-libs. Now this is actually super easy to do, and also very handy to fill out your track. So I just quickly show you how, for those who don't know. I think most will do, but yeah. So let's say you want to take this part and you want to turn that into an ad-lib. So you cut out the piece that you want. You take out the piece, so now you have this. Now that's a little bit too harsh on the ears, so what you do is you go here and click make unique, or you can do make unique as sample, whatever you prefer. So in this case, sometimes I like to leave it as it is, and sometimes I like to pitch it up, and then route it to a free mixer track, put it to stereo. Now you've got this. That's obviously still too harsh on the ears, so you add a parametric EQ too, and choose the old telephone setting. This is going to put it way to the back.
Nice.
Then, not to have the ending too abrupt, I like to add reverb with quite a bit of decay. Size I put a little bit lower, turn the high cut up, and then put on quite a bit of reverb. And now obviously you need to level it in the mix, usually like. Finally, what is good to do is have transient bleeding so that there's no clicks in your sound. You want to avoid that as much as possible, of course. Yeah, so actually that is already all of the elements for the break. I don't think the build-up is necessarily that special, but we have this drum loop and this one playing together. We have a riser and another riser. These are both tonal, so if you use a tonal riser, make sure to put it in key, otherwise it's going to sound horrible. A general uplifter, two downlifters also here in the second part, and another uplifter. So yeah, that is the build-up. And obviously we have the main lead filtering in.
Nice.
That leads us to the drop already. Yeah, let's start with the drums. So we have this kick layered with this top kick. This clap, very generic, another clap, and a pre-shifted clap on every second clap to keep the drums interesting. Then we have this percussion thing, a tom together with this tom, percussion or cymbal actually. This is just a click that plays on the notes of the melody to accentuate the melody more. The rides, in the second part of the drop I have the rides go on all four all four. I don't think that's how you say it.
Don't succeed.
This reverse, drum fill. More reverses. More reverses. That's the answer to your life problem. And more reverses. Probably the most used sample in EDM music. So yeah, that is the drums. So then we go on to the bass line. Now, the sub is quite simple, just simple sine wave. I have elements in which I pitch the sub. I automated the pitch of the sub to keep the bounciness in it. I think you hear that here in particular. For the mid bass, I layered the bass line with 5 different growly, gritty bass, or no, just growly basses. I like to make aggressive basses, in particular when it comes to making this kind of genre. So my mid bass sounds like this, which might have been enough for the mid bass, I guess. Felt like it just needed a little bit more texture. So that's why I added this gritty bass, or 2 gritty basses actually, both from the, again, from the Sick Rate and Sick Pack. So I can really recommend that you buy that one. And added a little bit of panning to accentuate where I wanted it to in the drop. So that's what it sounds like. I think especially here you can hear that it's panned. And yeah, with the gritty bass, just adds a little bit more texture to the bass, and I think that's, I felt like it needed it. Okay, then onto the chords. The chords consists of 3 layers. A more clicky one. This one, which is more stereo wide big. Stereo wide big.
You're so dumb.
Yeah, you get what I mean. And this one, which is more digital sounding. And then here I added a chord fill, and I automated this chord to fit the fill. Yeah, with a small automation. So for the main lead. Now, as I said at the start, the original project sadly ended up being corrupt. Now, I found that out because I actually wanted to change the processing on the lead. Sorry guys, my camera somehow always stops when it's at 22 minutes, which is very annoying. So yeah, I wanted to go back and change the processing on the main lead. That is why you see that each individual layer is split up here again, and there's so many automations. Normally I would have left it as it is and yeah, just leveled it in the mix. In this case, since I didn't have the original project, I just broke up all the stems or all the synths that I did use and simply reprocessed it. So for the main lead consists of these layers. Yeah, and then this is more whistle. This again adds warmth to the mix or to the leads. Here we have just an attack, or no, this is the white noise, sorry. This is the attack. Then here we have a wide lead. So this is more for stereo sound. So yeah, then what I did was obviously I put them all together again. I think I added OTT and a compressor on there. And yeah, ended up automating a bunch of stuff. Let's see, main leads bus. Yeah, so parametric EQ, that's for automation, reverb for the automation, kickstart for side shading. Obviously these two are all automated, and then a general reverb and a tiny bit of delay. Automation wise, I have parametric EQ filtering in the leads. I have a reverb automation, 2 actually. This one softens these spaces here. And then all these automations and what we had in the mixer, that is for this space in between here, so here. Because I felt like without this in there, we do it like this, there was too much space. Nothing was happening here basically. So that's why I felt like I needed to add this in. So what I did was I did the same automation as what we spoke about with the ad-libs, in which I put it to the back. On top, I added a balance automation in which I brought the volume down because I still felt like it was way too loud. Added a bit of reverb to soften it and make it fill the space, and a tiny bit of delay, and then you get this effect. Yeah, then the final thing that I want to talk about, I think, quickly is the reverse. I'm guessing most people will know how to make this, but I didn't until recently, and it's quite useful. So what I will quickly walk you through how you can make your own reverses. For this particular case, we're just going to use this synth. Normally I would recommend to use all the synths in your bus, but yeah, since we don't have that luxury right now, I'm going to use this one. Say you want to turn this noise into a reverse like this. What you do is first of all make it unique as sample. Take the sample, reverse it. So now you already have a reverse, but on top you route it to a free mixer track, put in fruity balance, and then automate this. Where is it? There we go. Now what you want is to cut it down to the size of your reverse that you want. Make 2 points. And then on this point select wave, and now just fit the waveform to whatever vibe you're trying to get from your wobble. So you could imagine this could be pretty cool. So yeah, then I would just place that in the mix wherever you require it. That's how you can make your own reverses just quickly. I don't think it's rocket science. Probably a lot of people know it, but for those of you who don't, it's a handy trick. It can really help with sucking you back into the melody. How I made Faster and Faster, more or less. In the second break, I didn't do that much difference from the first. I added a kick drum here. And obviously played the vocal again, and then here I switched it up a little by giving a little bit of space and break for the vocal before being sucked back into the second drop. Added the violin in again to make it really orchestral and harmonious, and the pad from the first that we had first as well. Have a flanger uplifter that sucks you back into the drop, this time not filtered drop melody, not filtered into the build up. Then the second drop sounds the same. Nice. Guys, that's how I made Faster and Faster. I don't think it's rocket science, but it is fun to explain these videos. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and a subscribe in the comment down below. We're really working at the moment on trying to build a lot more of these videos. Also doing some challenges, hopefully. So if you have any fun challenges in mind, let us know in the comments down below. If you have any questions about this project, please send me a DM. If you have any questions about this project, please send me a DM. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. And yeah, hope to see you here next time. Thanks for watching. Adios.